There was once a city, unlike any other. A city built on 7 hills, that would one day command an empire stretching from Scotland to the sands of Africa, from Spain to the rivers of the East. This was Rome, the beating heart of an ancient civilization that shaped the world we live in today. Life in ancient Rome revolved around the city itself, its towering temples, crowded taverns, grand theaters, and the mighty Colosseum. It was a city of wonders, where emperors walked among citizens, where the sound of trade echoed through marble forums, and where history was written on every stone. But beyond the glory, there was struggle. The rich lived in luxurious villas on the Palatine Hill, while the poor crowded into tall, crumbling apartment blocks called insulae. Still, the city pulsed with energy, millions of people, from merchants to soldiers to slaves, all bound by the promise of Rome. Feeding this vast metropolis was a monumental task. Grain from Egypt, wine from Gaul, and olive oil from Africa, all flowed into Rome like lifeblood through a network of roads and sea routes so advanced, it rivaled those of Europe 1,800 years later. Massive aqueducts carried fresh water across valleys and hills, an engineering marvel that symbolized Rome's genius. But not everyone lived in the grandeur of the capital. Most Romans lived in the countryside, farmers, laborers, and slaves who worked the vast estates of wealthy landlords. Life was harsh, poverty widespread. And yet, it was from this very land, from the sweat and toil of millions, that the empire drew its strength. Over time, Greek culture began to shape Roman life. Greek teachers, artists, and philosophers filled Roman homes, spreading ideas of art, beauty, and reason. Roman architecture, literature, and even their gods began to bear the mark of Greece. It was a fusion, East meeting West, that would define Western civilization for centuries to come. When Augustus became the first emperor in 31 BC, Rome transformed from a republic into a mighty empire. At its height, it ruled over 70 million people, the most powerful state the ancient world had ever known. But power has its price. By 285 AD, the empire was too vast to control, and it split into East and West. The West would fall in 476 AD. But in the East, the empire lived on, as Byzantium, for nearly 1,000 more years. Though Rome's empire has long fallen, its spirit endures. In our laws, our architecture, our languages, even our dreams of greatness. Because Rome was never just a city. It was an idea, that power, knowledge, and culture could unite the world. And perhaps, in some way, Rome never truly fell.